no more talk. Let's start with the first presentation with Bertrand Perez from the Web3 Foundation.
Is there a clicker for the slides?
Here you go.
Thank you very much.
Bonjour Perez.com. I'm Bertrand Perez. I'm the CEO of the Web3 Foundation. I guess some of you who have been in the ecosystem have already heard about us. I'm going to give you more information about what the foundation is doing, what are our goals and mission, why we exist, and what are the important, what is near and dear to our hearts, and why we're in that journey of Web3. So, for those of you who don't know, the foundation was created in 2017 by Gavin Wood, that I guess a lot of you know in the audience. Gavin was a key technologist in the Ethereum project, and then he initiated the Polkadot project, and the foundation was initially created in 2017 with the goal of pushing forward the agenda of this concept that Gavin coined, called the Web 3.0, and pushing forward the agenda of decentralization and basically giving back to the end users control over their own data. And this is basically what has been the mission since then. And as I like to say, we want to see Web3 technology as being something more than just DeFi. And in everything we do, this is an important item for us, is to show to whoever we are speaking or to whoever we are presenting that the technology is much more powerful than just developing DeFi-related applications, and that there's more to that technology than just the financial side and the financial aspect of it, and that basically any kind of applications can be developed on top of that Web3 technology, and that's what we have been trying to help since the inception of the foundation through different areas and using different tools. So everything we do is open source. So we want to, the two things we believe in is one, Web3, decentralized, give back control of data to end users. And the part that goes with it is open source software. There's basically no way you have to ask people to trust in the code you are developing. You are just showing the code and allowing people to check by themselves that what you are pretending is really what you are doing. And there's no other way, at least in our view, that works than providing open source software. So everything we do is open source, whether it's software or research. As I will explain to you later, we have a very strong team of researchers, and all the results of our researchers are published in an open source manner, so they can benefit not only the Polkadot ecosystem, but anyone who is willing to use those results within their own blockchains. And I will not cite names here, but there's a lot of blockchains that are directly using the results and the research done by the great researchers that we have at the Web3 Foundation. We are also carrying a lot of educational initiatives because what we believe is that if you want to conquer the hearts and the users and you want to maximize the usage of technology, one side is helping developers come to the ecosystem, give them all the tools and environments that they need in order to be able to develop new applications and services. But on the other side, you also need to provide a lot of educational content so the regular people, the John Doe in the street, is able to understand how to store a private key, how to use a wallet, what kind of wallets are existing around there, and all the basic concepts around blockchain. So we are providing all those educational initiatives ranging from basic blockchain knowledge up to very advanced cryptographic development on top of the Rust language. So this, I guess, if you are here, is that I hope that you are all believing in the same fair and decentralized internet that we are evangelizing. So bringing that layer on top of the traditional internet that provides that gives back data to and control to end users and provides full decentralization and basically keeps providing the greatness of the existing internet that is has clearly changed, I would say, humanity in a big way, with some, I would say, headaches or problems that come with it when we talk about Web 2.0, very strong centralization and all the issues that come with it. We believe that we can build that intermediate layer that removes all the hurdles and the problems that we are seeing with Web 2.0 and provide services that make sense to end users. So, on the past 3 years, one of the main role of the foundation as the issuer of the DOT token has been making sure that everything that we were doing on the side of the token itself was done on the right side of the law. And we have been especially, so we've been communicating on that end of December, in December last year. We have been having a strong engagement with regulatory bodies around the world, and especially with the SEC in the US, having multiple meetings and spending a lot of time with them to educate them and basically have them through the journey of the white paper that Gavin wrote initially, and showing every time there was an achievement and every time there was a delivery of a feature that was in the white paper, going back to the SEC and to the regulators to show that not only we wrote it in the white paper, but we were delivering on the vision and being helpful to them to understand exactly where we were going, and that basically the vision that we were having of building this new internet was real, and we are not just there to pump 26,000 token like a lot of people are doing in the crypto space, but we were here really to build that new version of the internet with all the values that we were pushing forward. So this is clearly one of the main responsibilities of the Web3 Foundation, engaging with regulators everywhere in the world where it makes sense, to make sure that we are able to help them understand the technology, understand the value that is brought, so that we can partner with them and not end in a tricky situation. We are going to continue that work because it's clearly an ongoing work, and we are going to push forward on that front, especially next week. To give you an example, we are traveling to Japan, and over there we are going to start also the same kind of discussions and interactions with regulators, policy makers, and I would say main stakeholders in that country, which is very friendly to blockchain, but of course regulators want to be sure that they allow innovation while not opening the gates for any kind of bad usage, like you can see with the crypto and blockchain technologies. I mentioned previously that we want, and every time I have the opportunity to speak in public, and every time I have the opportunity to speak with people who are either from the space or not from the space, we really want to hammer in the head of the people that blockchain is not only for DeFi, and that there's more to that, and all of us need to keep that in mind. And here are a few examples of non-DeFi related projects that have decided to come to the Polkadot environment and build on top of it. And those projects are clearly, none of them are in the DeFi space. So you have Mythical, so that's Mythical Games. For those of you who are gamers, it's a big gaming company. They're having millions of gamers on their platforms, and they are moving to Polkadot to build their Web 3.0 games on top of it. In the middle, we have two very interesting initiatives, because this is clearly a very new vertical for Web 3, and especially for Polkadot. It's the music. So how Web3 can help music creators, music artists to get more, meaning getting more audience, but also getting more money out of the work and out of the art that they are creating. So Sonar is one of the biggest community in the electro, artistic, and tech community, and Sonar will be starting a DAO for all their community, which is a lot of people around the world, and they will use Polkadot to build that DAO to help manage and help their community to have more interactions with the artists and music creators. Primavera Sound is a very big music festival also, and we've been organizing with them in Madrid a month ago the first Web3 Music Summit, where we had the opportunity to bring music creators and to explain to them why they should consider Web3 technology and why this technology can help them reach their goals as artists. And the last one, maybe, is a social network. So basically, they are having 20 million users in the US in their existing platform, and they decided to move to a fully decentralized platform, and they are building basically on top of Polkadot. So Polkadot helps them decentralize completely the social graph. So that's basically the core information that they have on their users. That social graph, which contains all the interactions that you're having with your connections, all the exchanges. So it's the core of the information. And for an end user, that's basically the key information that the social network has on you. And they're completely decentralizing that using Polkadot. So these are a few of them. I didn't want to put too much there, but just to give you very concrete examples of really new verticals that have a big potential in terms of adoption and in terms of bringing end users to the ecosystem from areas that are clearly unseen at this stage and are completely out of the typical DeFi DEXs and other applications. And I just wanted to mention a word about OpenGo. Basically, in our space, a lot of people is speaking and talking about DAOs. So everyone is building their DAO and so on. While a lot of people were speaking, the teams were building. And OpenGov is today the governance model that is used on top of Polkadot. And today, Polkadot is the biggest DAO in the world, working for real, right? So everything goes through governance, whether it's updates on the chain, or any changes around the chain. Everything is through a governance voting by the token holders, which is unique. And as I said, a lot of others are claiming that they have such things, but when you start scratching, you realize that they're far away from what Polkadot is providing in terms of governance. And again, back to my previous point, achieving on the real decentralization. So US regulators have an acronym to call a lot of blockchain, which is DINO. For those of you who don't know that, DINO is for decentralized in name only. We are typically not there, and there's a lot of other projects who are really in the DINO categorization. Another important thing that I would like to mention is a way that we help the community, and maybe some of you in the room have benefited of that, is our grants program. So I will not go into the detail, but that's basically capital allocation that the foundation is doing. So out of our assets, we are putting money at work to help and to spark projects and initiatives that would not be able to exist without the help that we are providing them. So just high-level numbers, since the inception of the program, we have given over $11 million worth of grants, and we are continuing. You have here a split of the kind of projects that the grants program has been helping, so a lot on runtimes, development tools, and so on. But that's clearly an important role of the foundation, using our financial assets to help the ecosystem grow and to help developers thrive in the space. And since I see all the lights are coming back, I guess my time is over, so thank you very much for your attention.